Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Stay Ahead TV. I'm your host, Austin Wright, chatting right now with Gene Scriven, Sabre's Chief Information Security Officer. How you doing today, Gene?
I'm
you
great.
all right?
How are you?
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Now, from my understanding, Gene, you have worked in the military, you have worked at the NSA, you have done lifeguarding, stand-up comedy. I mean, is there anything that you really haven't done at this point in your life?
Well, a lot of things I haven't done. Done about everything I wanted to do, though.
Okay.
So,
well, that's good. You got the bucket list. You're just kind of going down there checking it off.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, Gene, I would consider myself, I think, a pretty normal guy. I mean, I surf the web. I have emails. I've got a couple different email accounts, and do a little bit of shopping online. Do you think I'm at risk for maybe some internet issues or security issues that are out there?
Well, you're talking to a security guy.
Okay.
So I think everybody's at risk. And really, you're only secure as you are careful. Your level of caution is going to determine, what happens to you when you're out in cyberspace, when you're out on the internet.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that you can do. You can make sure that you're not clicking on links in email messages that are going to send you to ugly sites. You can make sure that your systems are up to date. You can make sure that you're aware of where you're entering your information, things like that. So, are you secure? Nobody's really secure, but there are things that you can do to be more secure than the other guys.
Gotcha.
Remember, you only have to outrun the slower guy when the bear's chasing.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I want to talk to you. Let's talk about some specifics, some specific threats that are out there. And I know phishing is a big issue that's out there. Can you kind of tell me what it is, and then what some of the problems are associated with it, and how you can combat that?
Sure. So phishing is a technique used by the bad guys, an illegal technique, by the way, where they will forge email messages to make them look like they're legitimate. They look like they come from your company. Sometimes they even include signature blocks of actual people in the company. So they send these email messages out in mass, and somewhere in the email message, there's something that gets your attention that says your account's been compromised, your account's about to expire, there's been a problem with your account. Click here to log in to fix it. Okay, and that link that you click on takes you to a website that also looks legitimate, and you enter your credentials in there. You'll enter your ID, you'll enter your password, you might enter other information. It's not a legitimate site, and now the bad guys have all your info. So they turn around and sell it to folks. They turn around and use it to compromise accounts, things like that. So a lot of damage gets done throughout the country. A lot of damage gets done to individuals simply because they're clicking on links and messages that take them to bad places.
Certainly. And just the guise of it, well, it looks right, and that's just the wrong...
It looks right. And in today's world, they're looking better than what they used to look.
Yeah.
We used to be able to say there's bad grammar in them, the pictures don't look good, the logos don't look good. Not anymore. They're actually pretty sharp today.
Okay. Let's talk about some additional things too, some additional threats that are out there. Password safety. What are some of the issues with people's passwords, and how can we be better at that?
Well, one of the biggest problems that we see is that people pick easy to guess passwords. There's been studies done, and I used to be a consultant. We used to check on passwords, and I think the biggest used password, the most used password, is the word password. People will leave default.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
That's
do
right.
that. Okay.
People will leave default passwords on different accounts, and when the bad guys get into the accounts, what's the first thing they try? Well, they try the default passwords. Then they go through a list of simple passwords, and if you happen to be using one of those, that's going to get you compromised. So you want to use passwords that are hard to guess.
Okay.
Things that people wouldn't automatically know about you. You want a combination of numbers and letters and special characters. You want maybe the first letter of each word in a sentence, something like that isn't easy to guess, that you're going to be able to remember, that isn't going to be guessed by somebody, even somebody that knows you well. You want to make sure you don't write your passwords down if you can at all help it. And one of the bigger mistakes that people make with passwords is they use the same password for every account. Now think about that. If you've got all of your accounts protected with the same password, and somebody gets that password, all of your accounts are compromised.
They can start going to your bank account, your phone, your whatever, and start plugging in your email or username that they might think you have.
Exactly. So that first line of defense is passwords. Okay. So make that one of your strongest lines of defense.
Okay. Very good. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break and then come back and chat with Gene Scriven more about security, so we'll see you in just a second.